and today I'm doing knee stretches on the Pilates Reformer. So knee stretches can be done on a variety of spring settings. The lighter you go with your spring, it's going to be a little bit more muscle work. You can also do this with no springs. You have to be careful. You might want to have somebody spotting you the first time. You can do this with no springs, and it's a whole lot of muscle work, but I tend to lose out on some of the stretching benefits. So I like to do this on a light spring. If you're first starting out, you might want to try a medium or even a heavy spring until you get the hang of it. I think that the knee stretches are fantastic for stretching out the low back. So if you have tightness, stiffness, soreness, I love to use these. I do them often. And it'll help release the back, but it's also fantastic for working on hip dissociation, pelvic stabilization, core strength. It's really, really a great series. So I've got a light spring, but you should pick something that's appropriate for you. We're going to come onto the knees. And then we're going to tuck the toes against the shoulder rest. So I have my toes tucked under on the bottom mat here and then spread apart nice and wide. And then my hands are going to come up onto the foot bar. With this exercise, you want the hips to stay behind the knees. They're posterior to the knees. We're not doing it here. You're not in quadruped. You're not on hands and knees all stacked. You're going to pretend like you're sitting in a little stool behind you. Like there's a little bench behind you. That's the position you want. And we're going to start with rounded. So really hollowing up through the belly. You're going to scoop the body and make this nice long C curve like a rainbow from the top of the head down to the tailbone. So nice and curved. My arms are here to support me and to keep my upper body lifted, but they are not going to push and pull the carriage. They're not allowed to do that. So no movement at the shoulder joints. Everything's going to happen here. So this is our hip dissociation. We're going to work right here at the hip joints. On the inhale, you're going to press the carriage back, and I want to stay rounded. I don't want to start flipping into a tilt. Okay, I'm going to stay nice and rounded. And then with the exhale, instead of letting this light spring pull the carriage in, my belly is going to squeeze the carriage in. So this becomes a really deep, intense tummy contraction. So you're like a crunch. So you're going to inhale to press back, and then exhale to squeeze under. So again, I see this a lot. I see arms pushing, maybe only the arms or arms and legs. I see a lot of body shape changing when I have people first start doing this. It takes a little bit of coordination here and a lot of control to be able to move this just at the hip joints, just from the lower body. When people are having a very difficult time doing that, sometimes a visualization will be just the thing to help them figure out how to move their body in the right way. So for me, I like to think of a donkey kicking behind. Okay, so it's like you're kicking the reformer back behind you. So we get just that lower body working. And the upper body just supporting here in the position, but not pushing and pulling. Good, so I usually do about 6 of these. Inhaling back, exhale, squeeze under. Nice and rounded. And then you're going to keep the hips behind the knees, but you're going to put your puppy dog tail up in the air. So we make a nice little shelf here in the back that you could put a tennis ball, and you want to keep the tennis ball there. It's not allowed to roll anywhere. So again, the body shape won't change. You're going to pull up through the tummy, and then you're looking up in front. You're going to inhale, press back. It's still happening at the hips. And then exhale, you're going to slide the carriage under with control. So I have width across the chest and the mid-back. I have softness in the elbows. And again, the arms are working here only to hold my upper body, but they are not making the carriage go in and out. Inhale, pressing back. So with this one, most people will round as they come under. They have a hard time when you keep reaching the sit bones up and back. So it's a great, great stretch and release. Also, it's very common, I see the belly start to sag here. Okay, it's tougher, I think, to feel the belly in this position. You don't get that same sensation of a deep belly crunch like you do with your rounded version. Here, you can just squeeze, 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 and really feel the belly. It's a different feel when you're in extension. However, if you go too far and lose the belly, you're either going to have back pain or you're going to flip positions, which is really stressful on your lower back. Don't try that. Okay, good, 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 good. So there is another way to advance this and intensify this, and I would not give this to somebody who's a brand new student. But we're going to do that rounded position that we started in with the knees levitated, and ideally you levitate the knees just a couple of inches so that they would not come higher than your ankles. That's tough. So if somebody's new at this, try not to be too picky, just keep that person safe. Eventually you really just hover the knees. This can be done on maybe one heavy spring for a lot of challenge. It can be done on a medium and a light, maybe 2 springs for a little bit more support. And what it'll look like, you'll come back to that same rounded posture, squeezing through the belly, and then you just literally levitate, you inhale back, and exhale, squeeze under. It's kind of a forceful exhale. And it's work. It's a good one. It's a good work. So the first 2 versions with the light spring, a little bit more relaxed pace, a little bit more just controlled slow movement, and fabulous release for the low back, working on that hip dissociation. As you start to levitate the movement, give yourself a little bit more support. It's a little bit more forceful exhalation. You bring it in, so that you get that deep tummy contraction. So it's a lot of core work. It's a tough one. Again, the whole time you're not trying to move from the arms. All the action happens with the lower body. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes. You can email me at amandascorner, CORENER, @charter.net. Thanks. Bye.